are now live. I love seeing that notification on my IG live. How are you guys? How are you? I'm going to wait a few minutes to start the show, as I normally do, to see who joins me tonight. Hi, Hollywood Pinky. How are you? How you guys doing tonight? Hi, Rue Lala. I hope I said that right. Hi, Miss Kimmy Cakes. Love you too, babe. Thank you for coming through tonight. Hi, Shanda. How are you? Hi, Stacy. I'm not sure if you're still on. Sometimes people just pop in. So, we're going to have some fun tonight. You guys are going to learn a lot tonight. I got a lot of great stuff for you guys to learn tonight. You're going to learn tonight. Hi, Tabitha. How are you? Hey, Johnny. Thank you for coming on. I love when men pop up in the pink room. I absolutely love that. Bro into the night. I hope I said that right. How are you? How are you guys? How you doing? I hope that you'll be able to stay with me through the whole show. Tonight we got a lot of good stuff. We got Puchinche. We have, there's a learning aspect to the show. Even though it's going to be sexy, it's going to be learning. You're going to learn something tonight, okay? Hi, Miss Mo Campbell. Miss Mo Campbell. Hi, baby. How are you? Sometimes the names, you know how Instagram make us group everything together. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate you guys with the names and stuff. So I definitely want to thank you guys so much for joining me in the pink room. If you are new to the pink room, Miss Shanda, what is the pink room? The pink room is everything love, sex, and relationships with a little bochinche. Bochinche is gossip in Spanish. I serve up the bochinche every week in pop culture. Whatever is going on in regards to sex and relationships or family, whatever is going on out in the world of pop culture, Miss Shanda addresses it in the pink room, in the bochinche part. Hello, it's been a minute. Hi, model Jamaica. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you for coming through tonight in the pink room. I appreciate you being here with me tonight. So guys, normally when I do my show, I have a lot of music. And I noticed that in terms of me having the show and doing music, you guys know how they are about music. Like you have to clear this, you have to clear that. So I have to wait to TV to have my music portion, okay? So when I officially start the show, I have to turn my music off, unfortunately, because I love having music in the pink room. I think it just adds a layer of fun to things. Thank you, Tabitha. I'm so glad you love the pink room. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. So guys, it's 9:03. Let's get into the pink room. And thank you for coming here and being with me tonight. Again, I am Miss Shanda. I am the mistress of the pink room. Tonight we start the bochinche with, drum roll please, MC Light. Now, Miss MC Light has recently filed for divorce from her husband, John John White. After 3 years of marriage. Now, here's the thing, guys. MC Light met her husband on Match.com. On Match.com, yeah, on a dating site they met. They met each other on a dating site. And from what I understand, it was hot and heavy. Hot and heavy. So hot and heavy that they got married after 3 months. So imagine meeting somebody on Match.com, okay, marrying them, and it even lasting for 3 years to get a divorce. Now, number one thing here. I was shocked that she married a man. I'm just going to put that out there. I was under the assumption that MC Light was gay. I really was. Hollywood Pinky says, what? Her family was probably like, what the fuck? Absolutely. I think anybody would be any family member would be alarmed if you met somebody on Match.com and after, only after 3 months you're getting married. That's just a lot going on right there. But that was number one. I was so shocked that, again, I was under the assumption that she was gay. Now listen, MC Lyte has never come out as gay. She was just one of those celebrities that honestly, I just was like, oh, she's gay. It's kind of like the Missy and the Queen Latifah thing. You just make assumptions that this person is gay. Nuck, how are you? I love you so much, Nuck, and I miss you. I wish you could come visit me. Yeah, so MC Lyte is filing from divorce, irreconcilable differences. Are we shocked over that? I'm not shocked. I'm actually not shocked. You can't meet somebody on Match.com and get married to them. You don't know enough of a person before you go and get married. We don't sometimes know enough of a person after a year or 2 years before we decide to marry them. Marriage is a big thing. So, and also too, as a celebrity, you have to be very careful of people's intentions. You don't know if he was with her just to be, because she's MC Lyte, and there's that celebrity factor. So you have to be careful, celebrity or not, going on these dating sites. You guys just have to be so careful. I do, Nuck. I miss you. I'm sorry, guys. There's someone on live who is my family to me, and I have not seen you in forever, and I miss you so much. And mind you, Knuckles, I have my own buchinche to share with you. I have my own buchinche, my personal buchinche, y'all, to share with him. Okay, on to some more buchinche. Now, this one was just ridiculous to me. Seahawks, Kima Sirand, okay? Now, here's the thing about Kima Sirand. He was recently picked up by the Seattle Seahawks, right? And because of COVID, the NFL has very strict rules in terms of training, in terms of the hotels they put their players in terms of training. They're already strict with that. But there's absolutely, now with COVID going on, you're not allowed to have anybody that is not authorized to be in your rooms at all. They're not, especially with COVID, you cannot have that. You cannot do that, right? So this guy, right, Kima Sirin, he takes this chick and actually puts a football uniform on her, and they catch his ass on camera as he's trying to sneak her in to his hotel room. Now, here's the thing. Of course, he was let go, right? First of all, he was a rookie, right? Number one, he's a rookie. Number two, you weren't even a draft pick. You are a free agent that they picked you up, right? So here you're trying to bring in some, quote unquote, some pussy, because that's basically what you was doing. Like, you literally lost your career due to a piece of ass. A moment of silence for stupidity. Yeah, he did that. He did that. So, I mean, listen, there are so many people in sports and entertainment that have made mistakes, and I never understand how people don't learn from the mistakes of others. There is so much going on. There's so much stuff that people have lost, and people have, completely annihilated their careers for you to do something this stupid. And you're a newbie. You're a newbie. You need to come in clean. Listen, and I always say, this is not the first time I talked about this gentleman. Derek Jeter, to me, had an exemplary career in sports. There was no scandals. He did what he had to do, and he left. Period. Like, can you imagine his family being hurt behind this guy, Kima? His family must be hurt behind the decision that he made. Black guy. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Hi, Julie. Yeah, he was stupid. He was selfish, not crazy. Here's the thing. People are out here during COVID, lost their jobs, lost their income. You got picked up by the NFL as a free agent. The blessing in that. You weren't even picked. You were undrafted. So that was a blessing in itself. And look what you did for some pussy. Really? Now you got all the pussy you want. Because now you're just free to do your own thing. A valuable, valuable lesson. Valuable lesson to learn from here. Okay, so for the bochinche of the night, guys, it's going to be a minute. Oh, child. I know y'all have seen, I mean, unless you were living on a rock. Welcome to Sweetie Pie. Welcome to Sweetie Pies. Tim Norman was arrested under federal charges for conspiracy of murder of his nephew, Andre Montgomery. Andre was 18 years old, and we all know, welcome to Sweetie Pies, it was a very big show on an OWN network, and they had a couple of seasons. Now, what I will say about Tim, even watching the show, let's take away what the charges are right now. Let's take away that. I was never a fan of Tim. I was never a fan of him. Just something about him just was not authentic to me. You know, authenticity is everything. And oftentimes, you know, if you're a good judge of character, a lot of times you could pick up on people's energy and the BS. I often felt that a lot of what he portrayed on TV was not the real person that we saw, right? Fast forward, Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives started dating this guy. Now, number one, I was shocked that somebody as fine as Jennifer would date somebody that looked like that. I'm just keeping it 100. I was shocked that she would even give that person the time of day, okay? Now, let me just say this, looks aren't everything, but I've met Jennifer on more than one occasions, and when I tell you that is a statuesque, gorgeous woman in person, it is no lie. She stands at least 6 feet in heels. Now, I'm 5'3" in heels. I'm 5'8" at best, okay? She's 6 feet, gorgeous, beautiful body, gorgeous. I mean, she's just this beautiful, beautiful woman, beautiful soul. I've been around her. I don't have nothing negative to say about Jen. So when she started saying that this Negro was crazy, I believed every ounce of it because of my own energy that I picked up on this man, okay? That's number one. She had to take him to court. She had to get a restraining order against him. And then now in retrospect, thank God she's alive, because who's to know that he wouldn't try to have somebody kill her as well, okay? So we fast forward. His mama and him were battling out in court. Do you guys remember this? She had to take Tim to court, her own son, because he was going behind her back using the Sweetie Pie's name and trying to do illegal stuff. So she had to take her son to court, right? So lo and behold, here we are. And we find out that he conspired with a stripper. Y'all, this sounds like a movie. Don't be surprised if Lifetime does this as a movie. Just don't. Just do not be surprised. He conspired with a stripper. Her name is Tarika. Lord have mercy of all names, Tarika. Tarika Ellis. I wrote this mess down. Her name is Tarika Ellis. He conspired with her to kill his nephew for insurance money. Now, mind you, this Negro tried twice to get life insurance on his nephew. Each of the policies, one was like $240,000 and another one was $245,000. Now, I think that Tim is a person that is so greedy and so obsessed with being successful that he probably was in debt, and by any means necessary, he was going to get what he wanted. This is literally a person that, if he is able to do this kind of stuff, I wonder what else he has done that we don't know about. I would not be shocked if they come out and find other stuff that he's done. I know that his brother was murdered. How do we know he wasn't behind that? I'm just saying, when people behave and do this kind of stuff, it does make you question everything else around them. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. There are videos, and I posted one. After Andre passed away, God rest his soul, Tim had the audacity to get on camera and discuss the loss of his nephew. One video I saw, he went back to where his nephew was actually murdered with his mother. The own producers followed him there. And then there was that sit-down interview with Kim Whitley where they talked about Andre passing away. And, you know, it's just scary that family, somebody that close to you, your uncle that you probably love and look up to and you admire, put you in the ground, never to be heard of again. This young man never had the chance to get married, have children, have a life of his own. Have a life of his own. On top of the fact, Tim's mom, to know that her own child killed her grandson and conspired to do it. Conspired to do it. I had somebody, honestly, kid you not, guys, somebody left a comment under the video that I posted and said, oh, people sometimes take out insurance on other family members because of this reason or that reason. Don't start rumors. Excuse me? The FBI leveled these charges. They don't just arrest people just off an assumption. They have records of burner phones. They have records of conversations. They have tickets. They have rental cars. They have plane ticket receipts. Come on now. You can't be that obtuse. Yeah, people can be. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And my heart goes out to Miss Robbie. I mean, we all know how much she loves family. We all know how Tim's ex-girl couldn't stand him. And maybe she knew a lot more than what we knew about him. But again, I never liked that man. I never did. Let me go to some comments real quick. Hi, Trinidad. Hey, Miss Sugar. How are you? Thank you, guys. If you're just coming on into the Pink Room, I was doing the Bochinche segment of the show. And if you miss any of the Bochinche tonight, you can always replay tonight's video on my IGTV. I upload every show to my IGTV if you miss it. Sharetta says he was already in jail for 10 years prior to going on the show. Yeah. So it's not like he doesn't have a history of violence. He has a history. I pray for that family because I don't know if they will ever fully heal. I really don't. I don't know if Miss Robbie will ever fully heal from that. Because here's the thing, that young man, Andre, came to live with his grandma to get on his feet and to be a better person. And she probably thought maybe him being around his uncle, who's helping her run the business, would be a good example to him. And to think that this is what happened is just unreal. Unfreaking real. Again, the Pink Room would like to extend our sympathy and empathy to her family because they need that right now. We all send our love to Miss Robbie. Tim's baby mama kept telling it on Sweetie Pies he has problems. Yes, she did. Yes, she did, Tabitha. She said it all the time. And like I said, I never cared for him. First of all, you know, I'm going to say something that's not politically correct. It's the Pink Room and it's Miss Shanda. It's my show. I get to say what I want. He's oddly shaped anyway. I don't like no man with big hips and thighs bigger than mine. Ugh. Everything about him, his hairdo, the stupid cut, everything about him just made my skin crawl. So, again, our love goes out to their family and getting through this horrendous time. And like I said, I would not be surprised if this turns into a movie. It just would not surprise me. So, this part of the show, I always do Pochinche. If you're new to the show, the Pink Room, I do Pochinche, which is our celebrity gossip. And then I go into my big subjects. Tonight's big subjects are, why do we cry sometimes after we have sex or during sex? It's a topic that I've never discussed in the Pink Room, and I thought, you know what, let's do something different. Let's do something fun. So what I did was I did 10 reasons why we women, I'm going to say women because I always do my due diligence with my shows. I love to ask men the same questions that I ask women. You guys know I'm the pro man woman, and I definitely love a male opinion. Every man that I asked, when I asked about crying during sex, they were like, no, I ain't cried during sex. I haven't cried during sex. I haven't cried during sex. So maybe it's just a female thing, or maybe I just asked the wrong men, okay? So for tonight's conversation, this is why women cry over sex, okay, guys? And it's not to take away any group. It's just tonight, it's just based on women. Okay, crying after sex or during sex. Number one, some women cry because their hymen wasn't broken yet, okay? Our hymen is that thin layer of when you enter the vagina. Normally when we are having sex for the first time, or if the first time the hymen did not break, when the hymen is broken and that thin layer is broken, we bleed. And then back in the day, they called it getting your cherry popped, okay? When the hymen is broken, it can cause us to cry because it is painful, okay? That's number one. Number two, women who are in love will sometimes cry during sex. Yes, Miss Shanda, I have cried during sex, being in love with men in my life at the time. It is a normal thing. Don't ever think that you're a sat or whatever, okay? When we are in deep love, it happens. We cry during sex. Nothing to be ashamed of. Have any of you women cried during sex? As a matter of fact, hi Stuart Tucker Lundy, guys. Let me just tell you real quick. In between our crying after sex tips, he has been following me and Scoop probably since Man and Wife. He was on our show with Man and Wife, and we started that back in 2007. So he has been rocking with me for 13 years. Stuart, I love you, honey. It's just dope. Okay, so women who are in love, we've done it. We've done it. Hi, Shea Butter 28. Tatiana says, it was just too good. Absolutely. Number three, because it feels good, right? Other than just emotion. Number three is it just feels good. We cry because that shit is so good, period. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just good, okay? Number four, sometimes we cry because a man is a beast in the bed, okay? There could be a disconnect somewhere with him, that he's just being a little too rough. And, you know, the roughness could make you feel some kind of way, and you can cry over that, okay? If he is that type of a beast in bed and has you crying, you need to rethink even giving him some ass, because that's just a little too much. Just want to add that on there, okay? Number five, as they say, some women are afraid. Fear. This is my thinking on that particular thing. Excuse me, the camera moving. I don't think you should be having sex with anybody if you're fearful. You should not be having sex with that person if you're fearful, okay? Just in my opinion, you know, if you're that afraid, if I'm that afraid of a man, my panties aren't even coming down. There's nothing happening, dude. It's not happening. Okay. Number six, past emotions, okay? You could be laying up with a guy thinking of your ex. Thinking of your ex. You're still connected to the person in your past. Even though you're having sex with this person, you're still thinking of the person from the past, and that can make you cry. That can put you in an emotional state, like literally you laying there with your back, your head, you're looking at the wall with your legs open, like, what am I doing? Hold on, guys, I got a bad connection real quick. You're still in love with somebody from your past, so that can make a woman cry. Again, number seven, you're not over your ex. You're just not over that person. You're still engaged emotionally and even physically and mentally connected to your past partner. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Number nine, right? Number 8, sex is an emotional feeling. It's emotional. Sex is an emotional feeling. It'll make us, again, it'll have us in our feelings. It'll have us in our feelings. Stuart says, I will be having sex with my wife and think how much I love her, and I will get a little tear in my eye. See, I love when men are so transparent in the pink room. Thank you for adding that, Stu. I appreciate that. I love when a man is vulnerable. I think it's the most beautiful, sexy thing in the world to see a strong, viable, manly man be vulnerable. To me, that'll make me fall in love with a man easily. A man that is able to show vulnerability and to show that emotion, to me, is such a beautiful, sexy thing. And it triggers reverence and cherishing. You know, those feelings come out in me when a man is so vulnerable. So thank you for sharing that. I love getting emotionally naked with my wife. Look at that. See? You see how beautiful it is for a man to understand and know and not be afraid to say and show love about his woman and about his wife. To me, that's the most beautiful thing. Okay, number 9. Sex literally releases oxytocin, which is a feel-good hormone. It actually releases that hormone, and it allows us to be happy. And for some of us, happiness is equated to crying. It's just like when you go to a wedding and you're crying because you're happy. It's the same thing when you're having great sex. That oxytocin is released and you're happy. And number 10, a horrible partner. A horrible partner. Have you ever been in bed with a man or a woman and the sex just was not what you thought it would be? And for us women, I'm using us women as an example tonight. It could be the worst feeling in the world, and you may cry over it. You may shed a tear like, yo, why did I give this whack person this pussy? Why did I do that? Like, I'm so mad that I gave him my vagina. And now when I see him again, if I ever do, I have to always know that he had a piece. And that's enough to make me cry. I don't know about y'all. But a whack Negro that I gave my vagina to is the worst feeling in the world and will cause me to go in complete anxiety and all types of crying. Ain't nothing like it. Okay? Stuart says, yes, I drank a bottle of Pepto-Bismol to get out of having sex. I told her my stomach was hurting and she didn't believe me, so I started drinking. What? You are going to the extremes, Tucker. That's the reason to cry, Shaw, is whack dick. Whack dick is the greatest reason to cry. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. So tonight's another big topic that I wanted to talk about is dating etiquette. A lot of times we don't know how to behave when it comes to dating. We talk about sliding into the DMs, or we talk about all these kind of things. So tonight what I wanted to do is five quick steps. I said quick. You can tell I've been drinking. Y'all can tell when I've been drinking because I get tongue-tied. These are 5 dating etiquette tips, okay? Number 1. The DMs, when we slide into a DM, right? We have to slide into a DM respectfully. And I'm going to say this to men, respectfully. And I say this because as a woman, I have received numerous DMs where men have sent me penis pics or yo ma or something crazy in my DM. And there's no way possible that I would even think to give you the time of day if you come into my DM disrespectfully. It's just not going to happen, okay? Also know that we women are detectives at the highest security levels. We are detectives at the highest security levels. So a man that we say, let's say he gets in our DM, right? And we have a little interest, like, let me see what this man about, child. You know, we go on your page. We're going to get an energy of who you are just by your page. We're going to see what you're posting. We're going to see who commented. We're going to see if there's a certain name that keeps popping up in the comments. We're going to see, we could pretty much tell if you already got somebody. Okay? So understand and know, before you come in my DM, I'm going to check your page out. Okay? So come in there respectfully. Okay? That's number one with the DM. Number two, do as you would in real life, right? If you're meeting a woman in real life, when you as a man go up to a woman that you're interested in, what do you say to her? Or if you're a woman and you're interested in another woman, or if you're a man interested in another man, whatever it is, whatever the example, how do you approach someone that you're attracted to in person? Think about that when you go into a DM or when you are using social media to meet someone, okay? Always think about in real life how you would approach them. If you have problems approaching someone in real life, then you need to replay this video and go back to what Miss Shanda says. Knuckles says depends on who we are. Yeah. A man is going to approach you a certain way based on who you are and your energy and your vibe. And I do believe in that. And that is a topic also too that I want to go into at a later date. Okay? So behave as you would in real life on social media. Okay? Number three, exercise some restraint. Have some restraint when you are going into someone's social media and introducing yourself. Don't be all over the place. Don't be all over the place. Don't come across too crazy, okay? You look creepy if you are coming at me a lot, okay? You look creepy if you keep coming into my DMs or you keep talking too much in the comments. So refrain. If you really like somebody, like pictures here and there, like certain pictures here and there, okay? Don't overly comment. Don't do too much. Again, I'm speaking from a heterosexual female point of view. If you're coming across too strong, it's a turn off for me, okay? I'm going to just say that right now. And that's just on a personal level from Miss Shanda, okay? Number four, know when to walk away. If you're reaching out through social media and a person is not responding to you, don't play yourself. Don't play yourself. Just say she's not interested. And just learn to walk away. Cut your losses. You're just going to have to admire this person on their social media. Listen, there are times when I was single that there were many men that I would go on their page all the time and be like, oh my God, this man is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love the way he looks. Oh my gosh. But I didn't comment and I damn sure wasn't in his DM. I'm not that kind of person that I do that. So with that being said, you may have to cut your losses. Okay? Shaw says, I got to send you my recent DMs. Girl, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. And number five, and this is critical. Stick to one platform. Stick to one platform. You cannot hit me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and I don't think you're crazy. I'm going to think you're crazy. I'm going to think you have stalkerish behavior. I'm going to think all types of stuff. You know, we, especially us women of a certain age, okay, we already feel some sort of way about online dating, okay? We're used to old school way of just meeting somebody in person. So a lot of times certain dudes will be like, I don't know, I don't want to meet nobody on social media. That's crazy. But I will say this. It's not how you meet, it's who you meet, okay? Because we have met many people in the traditional way of in person and we still wound up marrying or being with an asshole. An asshole is an asshole. Doesn't matter whether you met them on Instagram or in the club or in the bar or in ShopRite or Price Chopper. You know what I'm saying? It's not how you meet, it's who you meet, okay? Stuart says he met his wife on Facebook. There you go, okay? And I met all my exes in person. So what I'm saying is, again, have some restraint. Don't be all over the place. Don't be creepy. Always be respectful and always be yourself. And if yourself isn't good enough, then know when to walk away and be able to share your love and your best self with someone else who can appreciate who you are. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And as we know with social media, there's a million fishes in the sea for us to be stressing over one person or another. It's just too much. Too much variety. Which a lot of variety can get us into trouble, can it not? If we in a lot of women or men's DM, the world is a small place. The world is a small place. You'd be surprised who will share that somebody was in their DM and you'd be like, he was in my DM. What? Yeah, absolutely. Gentlemen, always. Listen, one thing about social media, because it is a picture, right? It could be a fantasy. It is controlled content, right? Also, too, this media can be shifted. It could be shape shifted. It can be edited, right? So we have to be careful, right? You could see a very beautiful woman on Instagram and then see her in person and be like, who in the fuck is this? Because this don't look like the woman that I saw on Instagram. Or this don't look like the dude that I saw on Facebook. Who is this person? You know what I'm saying? So always be cognizant of real and fake. I want you guys to understand that. Trinidad Sugar says, I met all my exes in person. Wish I met them online, then I could blame it on the internet. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I will say this too. I love filters. I love, Photoshop. When you're in the business, you learn to be able to tweak things. But people that know me in real life know that I'm fine as hell. I don't have to say that just to be saying it. I'm just saying, let me sip my tea when I say that. What you see is what you get with Miss Shanda. No lie, honey. Okay. So that's that. Again, if you missed any of these, you can always go back into my IGTV and pick up those 5 tips on dating etiquette, okay? Other than just sliding in the DMs, you got to show some restraint, guys, all right? So our next topic is wet ass pussy. There was no way with the success of Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion's song, WAP, wet ass pussy, that I could not talk about pussy in tonight's episode. So tonight I thought it would be fun to talk about how women get wet, why women get dry, what are the best ways for our pussies to stay wet, right? And what are the best lubes for keeping us wet, okay? So this is the time that if you have a pen and paper or you get out and take notes with your phone, this is the time to do it, because this is where we're going to have fun and you're also going to learn something, okay? This is our WAP area of the show. Okay, wet ass pussy. Okay, let's start with the vagina. The vagina makes its own fluid, period. God was instrumental in making our bodies, and when it comes to the vagina, it is a self-lubricating organ. We women make our own fluid. When we are sexually aroused, our vaginas become lubricated with fluid. It is what it is. That's what happens, okay? With a wet ass pussy, some of us women are wetter than others, right? And a lot of times when there are women that suffer from not having wet ass pussy, if you look at a lot of porn, you see pussies that are gushing out all over the place and that are squirting here and squirting all over the guy. And there's this huge visual of just squirting and pussy juice everywhere. Is that the norm for a lot of women? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Though there are a lot of women that do experience that type of gushing, okay? I will be talking about gushing next week, okay? That's part 2 of WAP. But tonight we're going to talk about the vagina specifically, okay? And just the mechanical part of things, okay? So that's number one is that our vaginas are self-lubricating. And when we are sexually aroused, we will produce fluid, okay? Now, what causes us not to produce fluid, okay? I'm going to say number one. Number one is age. Number one is age. Women in their late 40s to early 50s will notice that, okay, my vagina is not as lubricated as when I was in my 20s and 30s, okay? It is oftentimes very hard for women to admit that, and number two, to understand that. What I want to say, I have a disclaimer. Miss Shanda is not a doctor, okay? This is all, listen, I taught sex ed for over 10 years, but I'm not a physician. And again, if you do not know or want to know more, you should always check with your physician or your GYN, okay? But this is just to give you guys some general information. So number one is women in your late 40s, early 50s, you may notice a change in the amount of fluid and lubrication with your vagina. It has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with hormonally, okay? Which leads me to number two. Number two is estrogen. Estrogen is the hormone in women that gives us lubrication and gives us wet ass pussy. Estrogen. The higher the estrogen level, the higher your wet ass pussy levels. Okay, for fun, I'm saying wet ass pussy, but you guys know what I mean. So, number three, if you are having problems with that, normally your estrogen level is low. Okay, so again, it's important to go to your doctor. If you see a change, ladies, if you see a change, all jokes aside, if you see a change in your fluid and lubrication, you may want to go and get your blood work done and have them check your estrogen levels, okay? Number three is sometimes when women have cancer, and there are certain cancer treatments like radiation and chemotherapy, those kind of things will dry out a woman's lubrication, okay? So just to be mindful of that too, okay? Those are the top three reasons why you will see a change in the amount of fluid in the vagina, okay? Also to understand and know that, especially during COVID, and I talked about anxiety and fear and changes, a lot of us are going through emotional stuff. And where in the past that mentally and physically you were together, you're just not there sexually because you're just going through a lot. And don't put yourself through any changes because you're not as sexual as you used to be. There's a lot going on. So that can be another factor why you're not as lubricated as you used to be. Because just, okay, I sometimes have problems with the connection. This is live. It's not Memorex. Okay, sometimes it goes out. Dryness, when the vagina is dry, it can lead to pain. It can lead to burning, it could lead to itching, and it can also have you prone to UTIs, okay? So having a dry, I'm gonna say it, dry pussy is not healthy. It's just not. So if you're noticing dryness, talk to your gynecologist. You have to talk to them and let them know, I'm a little drier, you know, it's not the norm, you know, you have to have that talk with your doctor, okay? It's important that you do that. All jokes aside, we talk about wet ass pussy, ha ha ha. But again, you have to talk to your doctor and say, these are the changes, this is what I'm going through. Oftentimes, what your doctor may do is put you on estrogen therapy. As I just stated, estrogen is that hormone that kicks up, that allows us to have the fluid, that allows us to have the lubrication, right? Doctors will put you on estrogen therapy, okay? Now, here's the thing with estrogen therapy, why your doctor should do it. If you've had certain cancers, or if you're prone to cancer, if you have cancer in your family, some doctors are not prone to put you on estrogen therapy because it's not safe. Estrogen therapy can lead sometimes to certain cancers, Okay, that's why it's very important. Again, disclaimer: Miss Shanda is not a physician, and it's very important for you to always follow up with your GYN regarding any female issue that you're having with your body. Okay, with your vagina. Hi, Kev. I saw you slip into my pink room. I see ya. Hi, baby. I love you so much. Okay. Now, what can us ladies do? We can definitely have some non-prescriptive help, ladies, okay? We can have lubes. We can have lubricants that'll give us that extra oomph that we ladies need for a nice wet ass pussy, okay? And let's talk about what those are. There's creams, there's gels, there's suppositories, and there's natural oils, okay? There's natural oils that we can use, all right? For me, for Miss Shanda, I'm going to tell you in a minute what my top lubes are, okay? But you should not be putting into your vagina. This is a no bueno. This is not what you should be doing. Again. Okay, we're back up. This is what you should not be putting in your vagina, ladies. Petroleum-based products. No Vaseline. No petroleum-based products in the vagina. Do not ever do that. No body lotions. Do not ever do that. And massage oils. Do not ever do that. Do not ever insert anything into your vagina. Okay? With these three things. Again, are also better for sensitive skin. If you have sensitive skin down here, a water-based lubricant is better for you. Okay? One of my favorite water-based lubes, Astroglide. If you guys know me, it's periodically I'm freezing. I know, guys, I'm so sorry. It's my connection tonight. Teaching sex ed, and I was an HIV counselor and case manager. I gave my clients free Astroglide samples. Astroglide is absolutely wonderful, and it's great for condom use. It's a wonderful water-based lube. It's the best in my opinion. Now, here's the thing. A lot of clients and a lot of people that I counseled you can use with your sex toys. There are a lot of great lubes out there. And Liquid Silk. Liquid Silk is actually a really good brand too. Guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening tonight with my feed. A big old orgasm helps you with cold symptoms. And because we're coming into September soon, October, a lot of us start now. Don't help with COVID symptoms, I will tell you that. But it does help with cold symptoms. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. What happens is the brain, this is what it tells me here. The brain tells the adrenal glands to secrete adrenaline, right? During sex. So when you secrete adrenaline, right, it causes the blood vessels to open, okay? Which allows us to have our sinuses unplugged. Kid you not, guys. So it's not just Sudafed, a good old orgasm gets us in a nice place with our cold symptoms and not COVID, cold, not COVID, cold, okay? I love you guys so much. I appreciate you sticking through this show. I'm so sorry for the internet interruptions. I got to get my internet in order. It's live. This shit happens. It happens. Tonight's show was very informative. And again, if you miss any of the show, you can check it out on my IGTV. I upload my every show on also to my YouTube channel. If you have an idea for a show, you can always slide in my DM with an idea for a show, or you can email me, shandasays1@gmail.com. Stuart says, after I bust a big nut, my sinuses are clear as hell. Yes. See? You heard it from Stuart himself. He has said that. It's very true. A big old orgasm helps with our cold symptoms. I love you guys so much. I thank you for joining me in the Pink Room Live. I will be back here next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully I can reveal my big news to you. And until then, have a great weekend. Have a great week. Stay safe. Continue to social distance and continue to join me here in the Pink Room Live. I love you guys so much. I enjoy you so much. I appreciate your support of me and the Pink Room. And mwah, big kisses to you. See you next week. Let me say my goodbyes to you. Rebellious style. Good night, sweetie. Good night, Trinidad Sugar. Bye, Stuart. I got to have you as a guest in the Pink Room. I would love for you to come on and talk about your article. I read your article, and I think it's so important to share with viewers here in the Pink Room. Bye, Nuck. I'm not sure if you're still on. I love you. Hopefully I can speak to you soon. Bye, Asia. Bye, Shah. Bye, Tabitha. Good night, guys. I love you and speak to you soon.